What's up, everybody? Welcome to Make Things Tiny. My name is Mick. So we've got a tiny house company based out of Florida that we need to put to the scammer test today. This one's particularly interesting because I'm going to go over what you do if everything looks legit, but there's just a few things that should sort of like be signaled to you as like red flags. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Let's get into it. Let's check out this Florida tiny house company. Alright, welcome back to the channel. So today we're talking about a tiny house company that's based out of Florida. We're checking out the company to see whether or not it's a scam. Shout out to the person in the comments who dropped this company's name just because they were curious about it. So again, make sure you guys always reach out, comment, ask questions. I love to hear from you guys. So let's talk about this company today. Before we get into that, I just want to go over the website models agreement again. I know it's redundant, but it's a really important thing to sort of keep in the back of your mind whenever you're looking at a website, a Facebook page, an Instagram, even the YouTube channels need to be put to the test as well too, because you need to make sure that what you're looking at is a legitimate company before you move any further in the process. So today we're talking about a company called KW Tiny Homes. They're based out of Florida. They're an ADU and tiny home builder. They do prefab, so put together in factory and then delivered to you. Maybe you have to put together a couple of pieces. They also do custom designs as well too. I went through their website. I'll tell you guys everything that I found, but the summary or the takeaways that the majority of the content on the website is taken from other places. I often say the majority and not everything because I try and give them the benefit of the doubt, as difficult as this is in these cases. But from my perspective, it looks like most, if not everything, is taken from somewhere else. Now, remember when I said way back when I did this very first scam video, like if there's no website, it's no deal. There are some rare instances if you've got like a family friend, someone you really trust, they're getting their company up and running, that you could probably go with them. But for the most part, if they don't have an online footprint at all, it's going to be really hard for you to vet them. And then it's just your word against theirs. So when we look at their website, it's pretty standard. First thing you see is like their logo up at the top, like you see here. And then this is just kind of a still of a video that plays. I personally thought the video was a little bit weird, and that kind of made me think like, okay, maybe this might not be legit, but maybe it's perfectly fine to have this kind of video playing in the background. But that was kind of a thing for me. But the main thing was that I saw a red flag in their homepage. So they have one of the websites where you can just scroll all the way through. So you scroll all the way down. There's tons of things as you're scrolling. The main thing that stuck out to me was on their homepage, they're selling something called an Apple cabin. It's a 20-foot, kind of one of those expandable Amazon-looking tiny homes. They're selling it for $29,999, which is fine. That's a good price. But when I did the reverse image search for this image, it actually popped up as a Walmart tiny home that's being sold for $17,400. So right there is a red flag. The very first home, one of the very first homes you're going to see on their website, on their homepage, is actually taken from somewhere else. And the photo quality for me was the biggest giveaway. And I'll show you why. So normally, like, we're looking at photo quality, we're looking to see whether or not things have been cropped. We've taken screenshots. Maybe you still see like the watermark from where it was originally located. In this case, it's just because it's fuzzy and it's a little pixelated. You could see it better on the website than you can here. But basically what they did was they zoomed in, they cropped, they took a screenshot of the original website because it's the exact same home. It even has the door open, the image in the background, all of that. So there's no way that, they're not Walmart. They're not the company that's selling it. It's not their company. So that was the first one. Now, the second one was that sometimes you're going to go onto a website and they're going to show you tons of different models at once in the little squares in the grid, which is fine. That's what you see here. But when you're looking at their designs and their models page more closely, you look at this section and you see that basically, in my opinion, because I did reverse image searches, these homes come up all over the place. They're not, none of them are tied back to KW Tiny Homes as the original manufacturer. You see that they've taken, different pictures of different tiny homes from different websites all over the place. Amazon, Alibaba, you name it, different manufacturers in China, overseas. And then they basically created, I'm assuming what looks like a Word document, put these pictures in, and then they put, that looks like Arial font, and they just wrote names of what these would be. So if you're not thinking too much of it, you might not think about it. But for me, it was a huge red flag to see like these, just like a huge range of these expandable tiny homes, all in different locations, right? You have one in the dirt, you have one that's already placed, You have one with a deck, you have one that looks like it's in a tropical setting, one in a factory, one on a concrete pad, and then they just have all these different names: weekend home, granny flats, retirement homes, extended family homes. So to me, that was a huge giveaway that this might not be legit, but I wanted to go through and do as many reverse image searches as possible so y'all can see just what this process looks like. So we're looking at a few of their designs, models. First one that comes up is their Elizabeth model. It's pretty pricey for one of these expandable homes. It's a 40-foot tiny home, $48,999. But I did a reverse image search. The exact home comes up on Amazon from a generic brand. It's not their company. I checked to see, like where it was coming from, and it's sold for $5,000 less. So that was the first one. I was like, okay, so this one's stolen. Let's keep moving. They've got some floor plans on their website. So the image on the left is KW Tiny Homes floor plans that they're showing for homes they can build. That's coming directly from another Amazon site as well too. Different home this time, expandable 40-foot mobile home or prefab. But you see they took these renderings. This is a 3D model rendering of a home. They took it and they just copied it and they removed the other one. So they added it on so it would look like what they did basically is they copied and pasted from a bunch of different sources, which I'll talk about later, but it makes it harder to sort of piece it all together. The big one, and this is a newer one because we haven't really seen this one in any of the other videos I've shown before, or any of the other companies that ended up being scams, videos. This company relied heavily on videos. When I say heavily, I say that all of their pages almost had a video of them doing something. In this one, they're saying that it's like quick and easy setup for one of their homes. There were a couple things that stood out to me. This was the biggest red flag on their website, were actually the videos. All the videos are stolen. This one's stolen from a company based out of China, which I'll talk about in a second. But basically, you go onto their website, you can click a video, and this video will play. It's about like a minute or so long of these guys lifting up this home, and I was like, some things just felt off about it. So I was like, who's this random crew? I don't think the back of their shirts say KW Tiny Homes. What's going on in the background with the symbols on that building? So I did a reverse image search. It didn't come up right away. It took a lot of digging to find that this is actually from Moneybox Mod Housing, which is based out of China. Same exact video, and then you see that little structure in the back with the symbols on there. So that was kind of a big giveaway for me. I was like, okay, so this video is stolen, very intricate. What else is stolen video wise? They've got a 40-foot 2-bedroom unit installation video on their website, which is basically supposed to be them showing you what it looks like when they're installing a home. They've even got their logo at the bottom of this video. This is like taking time to steal and then edit someone else's video. This exact video is stolen from WZH Modular House's YouTube channel. Same like exact imaging you can watch on their website, and then you can watch on their YouTube channel. Last but not least, with the client reviews, this is something I always suggest that you guys check out. They only have 6 reviews on Google. The client reviews on their website were kind of what tipped me off as potentially being a red flag. So the one you see here on the left, you've got Anne Freeman talking about their husband building their first container home, getting this 20-foot prefab one, 5-star rating on their website. That's actually a screenshot cropped from a woman who's not named Anne, I won't give their name just for their own privacy sake, that did a tour with Tiny House Giant Journey. So there's no way Anne bought this container home from KW Tiny Homes. So they stole this image of her from the YouTube channel, from this video, in this video interview, which you can go check out on Jenna's YouTube channel. So that was a big one. I wanted to look at the address because of something that Vicky said when they were doing their tell all about Brooks Tiny Home Builders. The address is real, but it comes up for a real estate firm and a mortgage lender. KW does come up, but like I don't see an office building or anything like that. So they did find a legit address. It's just a matter of whether or not they're actually building anything there. All the reviews on Google match the ones on the website. Same people's names. I think what they did was they stole people's photos from online, put them in as, or even did like stock photos, which can be perfectly fine, but not if you're saying it's a client testimonial from an actual person. And then last but not least, there's no record of a company by this name in Florida. So how is this possible? Each scam's a little bit different. This one, they're relying on a couple of factors. First and foremost, it's a newer website. There's no business by that name if you do you do your due diligence to check that out. They chose photos from a variety of places. So if you think about like plagiarism works if you were to write an essay that wasn't yours, but you took it from all these different places, that's kind of what they did. And that's what helps sort of throw people off. Most people aren't going to think, oh man, these videos aren't real. Like, I was surprised that they took the time to steal people's videos, because that's kind of just another layer of theft, in my opinion, to pass off an installation video as your own. They chose relatively low prices, and then again, they just focus on using videos over photos. So it goes without saying that, you know, the website is not something we can trust. They don't have models, from what I can tell. Those are stolen, and I don't know anything about their agreement, but I don't have to know that to know that this is for sure 100% a scam. Again, shout out to the person that suggested checking them out. Don't move. I wouldn't suggest you move forward any further with, conversing with them and potentially getting a home. But at the end of the day, we have to remember to do quite a few things now, because you have to do reverse image searches for your images. You have to look at videos. You have to look at words. You have to check to see if anything is screenshotted, you know, cropping out watermarks from, you know, tiny house listings or tiny house marketplaces, places where you can easily get photos of tiny homes. Amazon now is a big one that I'm seeing. Check their addresses, call and ask questions, ask specific questions. Where do you build? Where's your factory located? Can I come see it? How long does it take for your tiny house to be built, delivered? What's the structure of the contract? Keep a record of all of communication. Never talk strictly on the phone. Text, I would say, is last resort too. Definitely want to keep things to email so that you can have a record in the unfortunate event that you have to take them through some sort of like legal system. So what do you think? This one was an interesting one to me just because of the length they went to sort of take from so many different sources, the overuse of Amazon, the use of videos from places overseas. They're really playing on people's trusting in what you see and trusting that people are delivering high quality products. But I want to know what you guys think. As always, drop a comment. I appreciate you guys for, letting me know about different companies you want to, have me research or look up. So if you've got one, I'm happy to look that up. More than anything, I just hope that you all are, getting to a place where you're finding builders you can trust. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can always reach out, send me an email, makethingstiny@gmail.com. But other than that, I appreciate you guys watching so much, and don't forget to think tiny. I'll see you guys in the next one.